There we go. Alright, so we are going to be doing restraints today. I have done my proper hand hygiene. I will be following policy, the facility, and also federal guidelines. I will put the bed up into the highest position. We're going to start out with a mitt restraint. The patient has been biting their left hand, so we have gotten a doctor's prescription to use a restraint. We have tried least invasive ones, having reminders, also having a patient sitter, and those have not worked. So the prescription's only good for 24 hours. So first thing that we do before we put this on is we want to assess the hand that we're going to be putting it on to make sure that there are no, the skin is intact, there's no skin integrity issues that we need to worry about. So if there is any bony prominence that needs to be padded, we will do that beforehand. This mitt actually has padding on it for a bony prominence. So we have notified the patient's family to let them know that this has to be put on. So I will explain this to the patient that we're putting this on to help prevent them from biting themselves, that we will reassess the restraint every 30 minutes and to make sure that everything is okay. Once that we have that done, then we will reassess again in 2 hours, where we will actually take the restraint completely off. We will provide skin repair. So I have, there's 2 finger width underneath there. Make sure that when you're on, have it on, that it's not having creases in there to prevent any pressures from happening. So if we need to do skin care, we'll do like range of motion. We'll do lotion if we need to. Offer a meal or also toileting. So once that this is done and he's following the procedure, we may have to do reminders, then we can take it off. We also have to make sure that if it does need to be for a longer period of time, that the healthcare provider knows what the situation is and is reassessing, so that way if they can need to renew the prescription, they can.
Now that he is sitting up,
now we'll go to the vest. Following the same procedures that we did with the mitt.
Okay.
This vest, it goes on in the back, so it can be zipped, so then that way they can't get it off. It does not crisscross. So you put it on, again explaining to them. We have, the family's been notified. So we put this on, have them help us sit up. We will zip it in the back.
And make sure that it is tight.
Make sure all is covered.
Around the waist.
And then when we do this, we will
But it's tight
take and we will tie these to the bed
where I can
frame itself, not any movement, not the
then I'm
bed
going to
rails.
have him come to the side of the bed, turn his legs,
Can you move that blanket?
and dangle on the side. Finally,
Sure not
assist.
twisted. It's not
We're
twisted.
gonna sit here for just a couple seconds to ambulate.
Then we can add
And I will have
a
him
knot.
hold my waist.
So that way we can just come and do a quick release.
I'll have him hold my waist
And we
around
will do that on
when he
both sides.
stands up. I'll hold the belt here.
The next thing we'll do is the
Raise,
waist
stand up.
restraint.
My
Again,
knees
following
will
the
stay
same
in front of
procedure
his knees,
that we have done for
and
both
feet
the
the
mitt
same as well.
and the
And then
vest.
we'll have a dance. And we'll just turn
This can be used along with the vest. This can be used
And I'll have
in the
them put
bed.
their hands
It can
down
be used in the chair,
and bend their knees
if they're in a wheelchair.
to sit in the
So
chair.
then we have, you know,
That's
start the proper procedure
I have
on
to
how
go way
to,
backwards.
so we can
Okay, whatever.
put it on.
Something.
So have them help you.
True.
Put it on here. Here. And if any bony prominences need to be padded, please pad them beforehand. So then we put this on. Making sure the bed is locked. Then we come down to the bed again. And bed frame again. And doing a quick release. So that we can come along and release it quickly. Do that on both sides. And then the last thing we have is a wrist restraint. Make sure that both sides are out. So then you have the wrist restraint. Again, if any bony prominences need to be protected, please do that before you put it on here. So you put it on here. Again, making sure that there's no creases or anything to cause any pressure. Put it on.
Make sure it's still comfortable while transitioning.
Make sure that it's comfortable. You can get 2 fingers underneath. If it's too tight, loosen
So
it.
we have balance position. Now we're going to go back down to supine
There we
to
go.
transfer to
So
side to lateral.
This one we can do a set up as a quick release with using
So we're
the
back in supine. We're going to move him to his side lateral. So I'm going to just grab
and it can be
and
tightened.
have him twist.
And then a quick
to the
release
side.
from there. And it's
I'm gonna
released.
take a pillow.
Again, we follow the
Right
same
here. I don't have
assessing
one right at the
procedures every
moment.
30 minutes.
Ah, here's my
And
handy
then
pillow.
also
Put it
every
right
2 hours, we will take it off.
Here.
Provide skin care, pass good range of motion,
And there you go.
and
He's in lateral.
massage, offer toiletry, if they need a snack. And then, of course, if it is needed for more than 24 hours, then another prescription is needed from the physician, who also needs to be aware of the assessments that needs to be done.